Hello everyone, and welcome to a very different kind of video. I recently have been on a journey. A junior journey, if you will. Yes, God, that was a terrible pun, please forgive me, but I have discovered RJ and MBT's fabulous Junior Journey series, and have decided to delve into this format for myself. And, lucky me, I joined the best time I could have, for Shaddolls are legal. It is 2014 era in Junior Journey, and you know I shall be running back those glorious Shaddolls, as they are my absolute favorite archetype of all time. And for this 2014 Part 1, before Soul Charge gets banned, as it should, we'll talk about that later, we are going to be running Shaddollsworn. Now, Shaddollsworn was actually a pet deck back in the day of mine, back in 2014, when I played Shaddolls during their first release. Shaddolls play a little differently in Junior Journey. So they're actually not as powerful as they were in the TCG, at least in my opinion, and this, I'll explain why once we go through the deck, and you may see, if you're not familiar with Junior Journey format, then a lot of these inclusions may seem really weird to you, but Junior Journey, in case you don't know, there's no tribute summoning, so high-level monsters can be normal summoned. You get one spell and trap card activation per turn, you get one set spell trap card per turn. It's a very different format, and if you haven't seen it, I highly recommend checking it out. You can find the entire series on MBT's channel. Fantastic series, fantastic format. I've enjoyed what I've seen so far. So yeah, we'll get down to the deck breakdown. So Shaddollsworn is what I'm going to be running for the 2014 format, at least Part 1, mostly. I do plan on going through some of the other decks that are available and that are really cool, and you can see my side deck is kind of teched out, probably not optimally, but I'm not really sure what is considered meta yet. But we'll go through the card by card. So, we've got 3 Raiden, Hand of the Lightsworn. This is a Shaddollsworn deck, so we do have Lightsworn. Raiden's great. He mills 2 during your main phase and gains 200 attack for each. Lightsworn milled by this effect, not what we're looking for. We're looking for cards in our graveyard. Obviously, the reason you pair Lightsworns with Shaddolls is, I don't know why Dueling Book is doing this, sorry guys, but the main reason you pair Lightsworn with Shaddolls is because being milled off Lightsworn's effects trigger Shaddoll effects. So you've got triple Raiden, we've got 2 Lumina, who can summon back your Raiden for synchro plays, 2 Gregoneth Lightsworn Dragon. This may seem like a weird inclusion, but remember, in Junior Journey, you don't need to tribute summon, and Grangorith is a level 6 monster, and as you can see, we have Malicious in the deck as well, so this does give the deck options for rank 6 plays, which it didn't really have a consistent way to in the TCG. So Grangorith is pretty cool. It's a 2000 attack beat stick. It gains 300 attack for each Lightsworn monster with a different name in your grave. Probably better in pure Lightsworn, truth be told, but we're mostly using it as utility for its level, plus also it can inflict piercing damage. Don't know how often that will come up, but it is there. 2 Lila is mostly for spell and trap removal, and 1 Felice, she is a tuner just like Raiden, very important for our synchro plays. For the Shaddoll lineup, we have 2 Squamata, 3 Beast, 3 Dragon, 1 Falco, 1 Hedgehog. Squamata, again, not as good, I think, to be running at 3 in this deck, simply because you're going to be milling so much. Odds are, you mill a Squamata, you've probably already procced one of these Shaddoll effects. So we're running the 2 Squamata, 3 Beast. Beast is hilarious in Junior Journey format. It's a 2200 beat stick that you can just normal summon, or you can just set it, and when it gets flipped up, you you Graceful Charity. Well, you worse Graceful Charity. You draw 2, discard 1. Dragon is great because you can get rid of spell and traps, obviously, and also on flip effect it is Compulse. Squamata is Maneater Bug on flip. Shaddol Falco is a level 2 tuner, which is pretty cool. It special summons itself back face down when it's sent to the graveyard by a card effect, and then when you flip it face up, it revives the Shaddol monster face down. Again, be a level 2 tuner, very good for this format. Shaddol Hedgehog, it's the Searcher. We've got 1 Plague Spreader zombie. You're playing Lightsworn. You're playing Shaddolls. Plague Spreader is a no-brainer, I think. Being a level 2 tuner that can recur itself from the graveyard is fantastic, and you'll see why I'm focusing on level 2 tuners. 3 Malicious. The fact that Malicious is at 3 in Junior Journey still is hilarious to me, and I plan to make full use of it while it is at 3. You can send it to the graveyard with Shaddol Fusion, you can mill it off of a Lightsworn, and then you can combine it with Grangorith in order to go into rank 6 plays. Our 2 rank 6s are Photon Strike Bouncer and Constellar Ptolemy M7. Forgive me, I have no idea how to pronounce that. Bouncer is really nice because it can negate a monster effect and inflict 1,000 points of damage to your opponent, and M7, there we go. And M7 is can return a monster from hand or one monster from hand or either graveyard to the hand. Sorry, and again, this is really good for removal, for recycling your cards. So a neat little rank 6 engine is fantastic for this deck. Triple Photon Caesar. Now, this is a card that, unironically, in 2014 Junior format, is very powerful. It's a 1-card rank 8. When, if you've never seen this card, I do not blame you. When it's normal or flip summon, you special summon another copy of it from the deck or hand. So it's a 1-card rank 8. It's absurd, and if this makes it past the ban list, I think I will be a bit surprised, because I don't think there should be a 1-card rank 8 in the format. And the rank 8 we are playing for the deck, it's only 1. It's Hieratic Sun Dragon, Overlord of Heliopolis. You might be wondering why. So remember how I mentioned Shaddol isn't as powerful in Junior Journey as it is in TCG, at least in my opinion? That's because of cards, of the fact that you don't need to tribute summon to summon big bodies on the field. Winda is only 2200 attack. Construct, fantastic card. Great piece of removal. It was limited in the TCG it was banned in the TCG for a reason. It's only got 2800 attack. The stat line basics for big bungus guys that you can just slap onto the field and run over things is about 3000. So unless they special summon the monster, Construct can be run over. Heliopolis is 3000 attack, can remove problem cards from the field, and also, because of how its effect is worded, detaching material is the cost. Tributing monsters in your hand to destroy cards on the field is part of the effect. So my reasoning for running the Caesar and Heliopolis is you really want to go second in this deck. You slap down Photon Caesar, you make Heliopolis, you trigger off any Shaddol cards in your hand and while also just removing cards on the field. It's busted, it's crazy, and I love it. So triple Photon Caesar. Triple Shaddol Fusion. Now, like I mentioned before, you only get 1 spell and trap activation per turn. And so we've only got 9 spells in the deck. 3 Shaddol Fusion for obvious reasons. 3 Charge of the Light Brigade because this searches out our Raidens or our Luminas. And triple Soul Charge. This card's seen banned as soon as the next episode hits, or before the next episode hits. This card is going to get banned. There's no way Soul Charge should be at 3, especially in Junior Journey. It's insane. It was insane in the TCG. It's even more insane now. This it's sad because once this goes, there are going to be some cool synchro spam decks that are in the format. It's just going to completely ruin them. But triple soul charge, it's in here. It won't be in here for long. Triple breakthrough skill. Breakthrough skill is a really cool card because it is a trap card. It's effect negation, which is important. But you can also, on your turn, banish it from your graveyard to negate a monster effect on your opponent's field. This is important because since we're milling so much with our Lightsworns, milling breakthrough skill is not the worst thing in the world because we may not be able to use it on our opponent's turn, but there are applications on our turn which breakthrough skill can be very helpful. And then the one bottomless, because bottomless is just great in this format. For our extra deck, we've got the triple construct and the single Winda. Now, Winda, fantastic card in the TCG to this day. Part of the reason why Shaddolls, I think, will always see some sort of meta success, either as an engine or even if it gets more support in the future, which who knows. After the Shaddoll structure deck, we got, I think Schism came before, but I digress. Winda is a floodgate. It limits both players to one special summon per turn, and she can't be destroyed by an opponent's card effects. But again, in a format where you can just summon a 3,000 beater for nothing, 2,200 attack is nothing. So Winda, powerful card, not in Junior Journey unless it's up to very specific matchup. So that's why we're only running the one Winda. Again, Construct, 2,800 attack. It's still good. It's still great for getting rid of special summon monsters, but it can still be run over by bigger monsters. So that is something we need to take into account when playing this deck. Double Michael the Lightsworn. This card is crazy. It is removal, banishing, pay 1,000 life points, and then when it's destroyed and sent to the graveyard, you can recycle all of your other Lightsworn monsters that are in your graveyard and gain 300 life points for each monster. It's a way to keep you from decking out. It's removal, 2,600 attack isn't the worst. It's less than Construct, yes, but at least this has this can remove things that Construct can't. And it's a level 7, so you will most likely be making it with Raiden and Lumina. Beel's Diabolic Dragons. Now, this is one of the reasons why I'm so big on the level 2 tuners, and I'd say big on the level 2 tuners. I'm running exactly 2 of them, but it's Plague Spreader and Falco. Beel's is great. It requires a Dark Tuner, which both Plague Spreader and Falco are. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and if you take damage from an attack involving Beel's, it gains attack equal to what you took, or even a card effect. So it's great to hinge against, well, it's not great against burn, because chances are your opponent will burn you out before you can hit them over with Beel's. But with big Bungus decks that have monsters over 3,000, you can just crash Beel's into them. It'll stick around, and it'll gain attack power, so it can run it over the next turn. So Beel's is a great card for this deck. One Crimson Blader. Dragon Rulers are still legal this format. The daddies are only at 1 apiece, so you know, it's not the end of the world, but they are still in here, and they can be used in either to help supplement their different attributes, decks that focus on those attributes, or as a cohesive deck. They are still around, so Dragon Ruler is something to, I think, keep an eye out for. So we have Crimson Blader. Scrap Dragon actually pairs hilarious with Beel's. You can use Scrap Dragon if you manage to get these two out, which honestly isn't hard with Soul Charge in the format. If you manage to get Scrap Dragon and Beel's out, you can target Beel's, and when of your opponent's cards, but because Beals can't be destroyed by card effects, you basically get a free pop. Leo, Leo, the Keeper of the Sacred Tree. This card is a house. He's 3100 attack and can't be targeted by your opponent's card effects except for main phase 2. He's a level 10, so when you combine Grangorith or Mali with Raiden or Felice, you have your level 10 synchro. It's Leo. Leo's great for this format. On to the Xyz. One Castell, one Exciton Knight. Castell is crazy. Exciton Knight can be useful in niche situations if you're behind. I've already gone on, I've gone over the Strike Bouncer, the M7, and the Heliopolis. These are great utility cards for this deck. Pretty easy to get into thanks to Mali and Grangorith, as well as Photon Caesar. On to the side deck. Now, this isn't final, this is just what I'm doing for now, what I'm expecting to run into. There's decks, let me just go over quickly what decks I see being good this format. Sylvans. Sylvans are actually buffed up this format because of the fact that there's no tribute summons. You can just normal summon Hermit Tree or Sage Koya, and that's crazy. I've faced the Sylvan deck already this format, and it's got some really neat plays. Bujin is legal. Bujin is pretty neat. It's you know, sit on one guy, win. So Bujin is something, I'm not sure how good it will be with big bunguses running around, but it is something to keep an eye out for. Burning Abyss is legal, as is Klee. Klee, however, being in a pendulum deck and focusing on tribute summoning is unplayable, or at least at the moment. It's still pretty bad. I don't know if maybe unplayable is a bit mean, but Klee's not very good. BA, however, BA is, I think, held back this format due to how the format works, how many big guys are around. Dante only gets to 2500. Yeah, the BAs have good utility effects, but with everything else that's running around, I don't see BA being meta. Don't get me wrong, BA is good, especially thanks to Fire Lake. BA is good, and BA certainly can make a splash, but I'm not sure if it will be meta. Yang Zing's around, Synchro Spam is around. Those decks are really good, especially with Soul Charge. And the big bungus decks, the decks that just focus on summoning big guys and attacking over for game, those are always going to be around in Junior Journey. We are always going to be getting the big summon, the big attack guys that are high level. Those are always going to be around, so that is always something to watch out for. So my side deck is kind of teched out to deal with some of these. Mostly hand traps because we are playing Lakesworn. So Effect Veiler, Lancia, and Crow are my three hand traps I plan on siding into. They're very matchup specific. Effect Veiler is just great for blanket for effect negation. Lancia is good for Dragon Ruler. They can't banish cards to summon themselves under Lancia. Sure, you can normal summon them, but what are you going to do with one Dragon Ruler? You can't go into an Xyz with that. Denko Sekka is for back row decks. I don't know how good it's going to be, again, with big bunguses running around, but if you're facing off against, like, Burn or something like that, Denko can work. And then, and the band played on. This is mostly for the BA matchup, because of the fact that it stops your opponent from summoning monsters with the same level or rank as they control, so this really does help against BA. But it can also help against even Dragon Ruler as well, now that I think about it. Can't get those 2-level summons on the field. So it does hurt with the Caesars and the Malis and the Grangorith, but I don't think it's the worst. And plus also, if you get Photon Caesar and flip the band plays on afterwards, obviously, you know, that's how trap cards work. So yeah, that is my deck profile for Junior Journey 2014 Part 1 so far. Like I said, I think this deck has a lot of potential. I think it has some really crazy plays with the extra deck, the Michaels, the Beals, especially the Heliopolis. It's such a neat interaction that you can proc off your Shaddol effects from your hand while also just removing problem cards. Again, Soul Charge, totally needs to be banned. I cannot wait to see this card go, and I think the format will be healthier with it around, without it around. So that's certainly going to be interesting to see. Will be interesting to see if Shaddolls get a direct hit. I hope not, but we'll have to see what the meta becomes. All right, guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this, and if you really do enjoy Junior Journey, I do plan on bringing more Junior Journey content to the channel. So be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss an upload. Alright guys, have a good one.